From Franklin Elementary Music Magnet, this is Celebration of Reading. Reading is important because it's the way that you learn about the world that you live in. It's the way you learn about the country that you live in. Christine, this is one of my favorite books. Does anybody know this book? Okay. Can I read it again, though? Yes. If you like a book, it's like a song. If you really like it, you like to hear it more than once, right? You know, like a beautiful song, you like to hear it over and over again. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day, the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. Apples are good, aren't they?
Hello, my name is Bill Corky Finney. I'm a captain with the St. Paul Police Department, but one of my other jobs is as a board director for the St. Paul Board of Education. I really enjoy that job also. You know, today I want to talk to you about reading. Reading is a very important skill in our lives. All of us who are adults that work in any field have to learn how to read. And you as children need to learn how to read and to enjoy reading. As you look at my desk, you can see all the things I have to read today. But you know what? Sometimes I like to take out time for reading just to have fun. I enjoy having fun with reading. Today I'm going to read to you from one of my books that I enjoy having fun with. This is entitled, Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. The author is Verna Ardima, with pictures by Leo and Diane Dillon. This is a Caldecott award winner, and it's from West Africa. One morning, a mosquito saw an iguana drinking at a water hole. The mosquito said, "Iguana, well, you will never believe what I saw yesterday." "Try me," said the iguana. The mosquito said, "I saw a farmer digging yams that were almost as big as I am." "What's a mosquito compared to a yam?" snapped the iguana grumpily. "I would rather be deaf than listen to such nonsense." Then he stuck 2 twigs in his ears, and he went off, meck, 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 through the weeds. The iguana was still grumbling to himself when he passed by a python. The big snake raised his head and said, "Good morning, iguana." The iguana did not answer, but lumbered on, bobbing his head, "Batamin, Batamin, Batamin." "Now why won't he speak to me?" said the python to himself. "Iguana must be angry about something. I'm afraid he is plotting some mischief against me." He began looking for a place to hide. The first place he found was a rabbit hole, and into the rabbit hole he went. Wasawusu, wasawusu, wasawusu. When the rabbit saw the big snake coming into her burrow, she was terrified. She scurried out across her back way out and bounded, crick, 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 across the clearing.
I'm Ben Alba. I'm in 4th grade and I go to Franklin School, and I'm going to read High Cat by Ezra Jack Keats. On his way home to meet Peter, Archie saw someone new on the block. "Hi, Cat," he said as he walked by. He looked at his reflection in the store window. Peter was waiting at the corner. "Make way for old Grandpa," Archie said in a shaky voice. He looked Peter up and down. My, Peter, how you have grown." "Why, Grandpa," Peter said, "it's good to see you." "Hello, my children," Archie croaked. "Hi, Grandpa," Susie giggled. Willie was happy to see Archie. He ran over and licked his face. Archie tasted delicious. Willie licked and licked and licked. No respect for old age.
Hi, my name is Sarah Jutala, and I am in 1st grade, and I am in room 108, and I am going to read you, Are You My Mother? A mother bird sat on her egg. The egg jumped. "Oh, oh," said the mother bird, "my baby will be here. He will want to eat. I must get something for my baby bird to eat." She said, "I will be back." So away she went. The egg jumped. It jumped and jumped and jumped. Out came the baby bird. "Where is my mother?" he said. He looked for her. He looked up. He did not see her. He looked down. He did not see her. "I will go and look for her," he said. So away he went. Down out of the tree he went. Down, down, down. It was a long way down. The baby bird could not fly. He could not fly, but he could walk. "Now I will go and find my mother," he said.
Hi, I'm Audrey Teed, and I'm the curriculum coordinator here at Franklin School. The poem I'm going to recite is "Lewis Has a Trumpet" by Carla Cuskin. A trumpet, Lewis has a trumpet, a bright one that's yellow, a loud, proud horn. He plays it in the evening when the moon is newly rising. He plays it when it's raining in the cold and misty morn. It honks and it squeaks. It roars like a lion. It rumbles like a lion with a wheezing, humming hum. His parents say it's awful. Really, simply awful. But Lewis says he loves it. It's such a handsome horn. And when he's through with trumpets, he's going to buy a drum.
My name is Ronaldo Scott, and I'm in the 4th grade, and I'm reading "Bringing the Rain to the Kapiti Plains" by Verna Ardema. This is the great Kapiti Plain, all fresh and green from the African rains, a sea of grasses for the ground birds to nest in, and patches of shade for the wild creatures to rest in, with acacia trees for giraffes to browse in, and grass for the herdsmen to pasture their cows in. But one year the rains were so very belated that all of the big wild creatures migrated. Then Kipat helped to end that terrible drought, and this story tells how it all came about. This is the cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on the Kapiti Plains. This is the grass all brown and dead that needed the rain from the cloud overhead. The big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on the Kapiti Plains.
Hi, my name is Kong Tao, and now I will read a folk tale about a woman and the tiger. Many years ago, a man went hunting. He shot a monkey, but a tiger was watching and waiting. He killed the man and ate him up. Then he put on the man's clothes. He took the man's gun and went to the man's house. The wife didn't know it was a tiger, but her younger sister said, "That's not your husband." That night, the tiger ate the wife and all the children. The younger sister was up in the attic. She heard crunch, crunch, like the breaking of bones, and she was scared. She called down, "What are you doing?" The tiger answered, "Oh, nothing. Just chewing some plant."
My name is Jessica Weatherby, and I'm in first grade, and I'm going to read you Chicken Licken. Once upon a time, there was a little chick called Chicken Licken. One day, an acorn fell from a tree and hit Chicken Licken on the head. Chicken Licken thought that the sky was falling down, so he ran off to tell the king. On the way, Chicken Licken met Henny Penny. "Good morning, Chicken Licken," said Henny Penny. "Where are you going in such a hurry?" "Oh, Henny Penny," said Chicken Licken, "the sky is falling down, and I'm on my way to tell the king." "Then I'd better go with you," said Henny Penny. So Chicken Licken and Henny Penny hurried on to tell the king that the sky was falling down.
Well, I think reading is important for a couple of really good reasons. One is I think it stimulates your imagination. When you read, you create pictures, and you learn more, I think, when you have something you can relate it to by creating that image in your mind. And also, it builds your vocabulary. There's no better way, I think, to learn new words than by reading. And then they mean something to you instead of just a new word. It really makes sense.
Hi, my name is Robert Villegas, and I'm reading Dwight Gooden. Dwight Gooden had a pretty good life and broke a bunch of records. He was a pitcher for the New York Mets. As a kid, he always was hitting things. He hit crushed pop cans because he didn't have any baseball. He always was a hit to many people. When he was 6, his father took him to a nearby Lakeland, the spring field training for the Detroit Tigers. There he saw Tiger outfielder Al Klein blast 2 home runs in 1 inning. He was thrilled.
Hi, my name is Letitia. I'm in 3rd grade. I'm going to be reading 92 Dolphin Stories. And I'm going to be reading The Story of Spray. One spring morning in 1947, a man stood by the tank at Marineland. He leaned forward and started at one of the dolphins. Then he turned and shouted, "Hey, come quick, Mona's having her baby." People came running from all directions. From this way, a very special moment. The first baby dolphin in a tank was about to be born. People weren't the only ones to be interested in the tank. The other dolphins formed a tight circle around Mona. Perhaps they were curious too, but there was another reason for gathering around. Dolphins do not have enemies in the tank, but they do have enemies in the sea. Killer whales are their enemies, and so are sharks. A newborn baby dolphin is only 3 feet long. It would make a very tasty snack for a hungry whale or shark, so all the other dolphins were protecting the mother and her child.
Giddy up! Oh, yeah! Oh, is this fun? Whoa! Have you ever been riding a horse? Well, I'm Pat Gillen, and I wrote a poem about riding a horse, and this is how it goes. I see the wind passing through the air, through his mane, tangling his hair, prancing, romping over the ground, kicking his heels in a battered sound. Riding so tall, my back against the sun, joyous are the screams and having so much fun. Behold, the once grounded spirit is free. My great horse takes me riding with he. As to when I make a command, his strength goes on, conquering the land. In the dying moments of the day, tired and thirsty, my horse does lay. We just had snow this week in Minnesota, and I had
picked up a little tree ornament, and it says, "I dig Minnesota," and it went with a poem I had written about snow. See, they come tumbling down, harmlessly grasping each other, invading the privacy of noisy footsteps, no more to hear, only the sense of a crush along with some slush. Blankets of it all around, paralyzing the now frozen ground. It has come and it will go, but until it does, I dig snow.
Là nó cũng bê hoa cá và của nhà hỗ trợ của người ta học Franklin Magnet School. Phong ta của từ giờ cho cao chúa thế China.
Cũng bê số cá của nhà hỗ trợ của người School Franklin Magnet của tiếng Paul cao chúa China.
China had a beautiful wife. Her name was Gaojoa. Gaojoa, young lady miss.
A rich man wanted her, so he took her away. He said, "You are my 8th wife," she cried, and Sheena cried too. This made the sky cloudy and rainy.
The rich man said, Gaojoa won't smile.
Sheena said, I'm going to bring him home. He took off his good clothes and he put on animal skins.
She now came to that house. He looked up at Gaojoa's window. He played his cane. She heard and she understood the king's words. She looked out the window and she smiled.
The rich man saw her smile. He said, Gaojoa smiled. I didn't make her smile. Who made her smile?
He looked out the window and saw a man wearing animal skins.
So he went outside and he said to Sheena, I want to buy your clothes. I want to be funny. I want to make my wife smile.
And hey, I'm Alan Beeman. I write about my own life. As a kid, I was mainly interested in flying, and so I decided to join the Navy in a test pilot. After that, I became an astronaut and went on an Apollo 5 mission. When we went to the moon, there were lots of things to do, but all we did was be the first person to throw a frisbee on the moon and bring back lunar samples. Next, we went on Skylab 3. Before we left, we had to change the 57th roll of film in our camera. And then we went home. My wife's name is Sue, with 2 daughters, Amy, Sue, and 1 son, Clay. If you want to know more about my life, read this book.
My name is Jim Quinlan. I'm Vice President and Manager of Norwest Bank here in St. Paul. And reading is very important. Not only is it fun, but it's important for me in my business, because the more I know, the better I could serve my customers. One thing I like to read is the Wall Street Journal every day. Let me read a couple of snippets out of it for you. Retailers reported a slow start to the Christmas selling season, with essentially flat same-store sales in November. Further discounting is expected in response to squeezing profits in the quarter. Some analysts see the gloomy trend continuing into early next year, triggering further consolidation and possibly some bankruptcy law filings. The Treasury is likely to seek reduced regulation and insurance costs for banks with healthy capital levels. And Citicorp predicted higher write-offs of commercial real estate loans in this quarter and next year. Now you know why it's important for me to read.
My name is Brenda Tesfaye. I'm in 5th grade. I'm going to read a poem called The Meal by Carla Custom. Timothy Tompkins had turnips and tea. The turnips were tiny. He ate all these 3. And then for dessert, he had onions and rice. He liked that so much that he ordered it twice. He had 2 cups of ketchup, a prune, and a pickle. Delicious, said Timothy, well worth a nickel. He folded his napkin and hastened to add, it's one of the loveliest breakfasts I've had.
In the 5th grade curriculum, we study American Indians. And one of the things that we have done is talked about the importance of legends as far as passing on the traditions of people. So today, Pania Yang is going to be telling us one of the traditional Native American legends.
Once during the autumn by the great Smoky Mountains, some leaf got on fire. The people didn't know what to do. They thought that it will burn the whole world. But before they can beat out the flames, the fire already spread to a big tree, and it burned the tree until it was ashes. But it was still burning into the roots and made a big hole in the ground. So the chief said only Iceman can put out the fire. Then he called for a council meeting to pick 2 messengers to go on a long journey for the search of Iceman. At last they had found Iceman. Iceman was the old man with long hair.
Hi, I'm Father John Forlitti, Vice President for Student Affairs at the University of St. Thomas. And I'm here to read a story of Dr. Seuss. It's called Green Eggs and Ham. We don't have time to read the whole thing, so I'll have to make a little introduction. Obviously, the center of the story is green eggs and ham, and we've got some right here, don't we? That's the ham and the eggs, okay. And this little character called Sam I Am likes green eggs and ham, and the Cat in the Hat doesn't, right? Do you know the story? Doesn't like green eggs and ham. And so Sam I Am is trying to convince the Cat in the Hat that green eggs and ham are real good. Okay? And he tries all kinds of ways, and you know what the Cat in the Hat always says? Never, 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 never. I will never eat green eggs and ham. That's all of this stuff in the story, okay? We're going to pick it up. We're going to pick it up right about here now, when there's going to be a change in the Cat in the Hat. You ready? Okay. Remember now, he doesn't want to eat green eggs and ham. Never, 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 he said. He said, he said.
What happened at the end?
I could not, would not eat green eggs and ham on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark?
Nope.
Nope. Not in a tree?
Nope.
Nope. Not in a car?
Nope.
You let me be, he says. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house.
No.
I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You're right.
I'm Mary Leone, librarian at Franklin Music Magnet, and I like it when boys and girls come and visit the library, but when they bring their pets, that's another story. The name of this book is I Took My Frog to the Library by Eric A. Kimmel. I took my frog to the library. But he jumped on the checkout desk and scared the librarian. I took my hen to the library, but she laid an egg in the card catalog. I took my pelican to the library, but he hid the dictionary in his pouch and no one could find it. I took my python to the library, but she shed her skin all over the picture books.
I'm Ann Roston, principal at Franklin Music Magnet. Not only do we enjoy music at Franklin, but we really love to read. Are there some favorite stories that you like to read, Sam?
Mostly science fiction.
And you have an example here?
Monsters of North America.
All right. How about you, Leah?
Well, I like to read books about space and about maybe Christian romance, because that's one of my favorites. And I read a book along that's called Comet Watch.
All right.
Well, I really like to read books about automobiles and kind of like to learn about cars and stuff, how to build them up. For when I get older, I'm going to try to build my own cars. And this is one of my most favorite book, Machines for You.
Thank you.
I really like reading books about mysteries, particularly Hardy Boys mysteries, and books on survival. This is one in the Hardy Boys case files, #1, and it is one of my particular favorites.